it's the Let's Play Gunman Clive, Duck Mode, and when last we left off we were a duck trying to infiltrate wherever this is, and because we're a duck we have various advantages that Gunman Clive did not have, like the ability to fly over things, and the ability to land on enemies as they try and shoot you, and it's not really a great ability, and unfortunately this part is going to be a little bit difficult because we're a duck. However, careful. However, we should be able to deal with this. It's the main thing that we can't actually climb and that we more accurately jump up and down ladders that made that a little bit challenging. But either way, we're now going to get through this part the easiest way I know how, and that is by ignoring all of the puzzle and just flying past it, because why not? After all, we are a duck here. We'll just stand here and wait. There we go. Oh, careful. Careful. Much better. We're going to jump here. Uh-oh, that did not work. And that did not work either, and now we only have one piece of health. But that's okay, we only need one piece of health. We actually need far more than just one piece of health. We need a lot more than one. Okay, I think that's enough. And is that the end of the... Yes, indeed, that's the end of the stage. And we did not get it. Aha! Now it's a duck on a rocket. Everyone's favourite scenario in any game ever. Ducks on rockets. Ducks on the moon. That's never been done before. And there are the squids, or rather robots actually. They're more like robots, I think. We need to avoid everything we can because we have no capability to defend ourselves whatsoever. After all, we are a duck on a rocket. And who ever heard of a duck being able to defend themselves in outer space, eh? That's not possible. And there is going to be, yep, there's that cowboy. You should be dead by now, and I think you actually are dead, because you didn't try and shoot me whatsoever. Aha! Look at the skill at which this duck fails to avoid obstacles and then explode. That's what happens when you die. The rocket explodes and the duck goes with it. As to be expected, really, because after all, we are a duck here. Careful. We need to be very careful here, a lot more careful than I was before. There we go. Much better. And we didn't get hit that time, which is brilliant. Avoid all of them, and move down here. We need to be very careful at avoiding this. There we are. Much better. It's almost like I had some kind of skill. Oh wait, there goes that skill. Hello there, Mr. Cowboy. You are still very, very dead. Let's move on from you, and then see if we can, get past all of this without getting hit a lot more times. I think we can manage it this time round, and avoid that turret. There we go, much better. In space, no one can hear you quack. And now, we're on the moon, as a duck that can still fly on the moon. And we're not dying, because we're a duck. How many times does being a duck have any impact on this? You'll be surprised how being a duck can be advantageous when you're in outer space. Indeed. Oh, unfortunately, it doesn't stop you being able to avoid things like that. So we're going to have to be very, very careful. But it will probably help us in this platforming section, where we could just sort of fly past everything, which is... Oh, that was bad. Because unfortunately, we didn't move fast enough, and we got hit by some electricity. Unfortunately, ducks are not immune to electricity, because they're ducks. Alright, carefully does it. Need to be very, very careful here. There we go. Much better. And we may not even get hit this time round. Maybe. Just maybe. We need to time this a lot more carefully. There we go. Oh, we only got hit once, which is alright. Okay. This time we need to make sure we jump at around about, yep, here. And then around here. And then very quickly, there we go. That's much better. Onwards into the secret abandoned base of technology. Oh, that was bad. That's really bad. And we fortunately managed to get on. Whoa! Managed to get on there, but we cannot rely on. We need to be very careful here. Very careful indeed. Alright, we're gonna have to jump here. And there we go. Unfortunately, we now have to get through this area, which is going to be a little bit dangerous. Alright, like that, and then like that. Aha! Much better. Hello, Mr. Robot. We're going to ignore you, and we're going to... Oh, I was about to ignore you, but then I accidentally flew into you. That was rather bad. Okay, let's try this again. This time with some space cake. Could we have some... Uh-oh. Could we have some space cake. I don't know what flavour cake in space is. It probably doesn't taste very good. But hey, any cake is better than no cake at all. Alright, we're just gonna... Oh, and we got hit there again. I really need to time that a little bit better. Alright, we'll do that, and then this, and then like that. Much better. This time we want to make sure we're not hit here. Fortunately we managed to avoid that. I'm not going to pretend that there was any kind of skill involved in avoiding that, and just say that was blind luck. Alright, we'll move down here now, very carefully. There we go, much better. And now we need to avoid all of these enemies here. And we can do that by just sort of standing here and waiting for them to fly by. Hello there, how are you? I'm gonna go this way and ignore you. There we go. Into the futuristic moon complex we go, Mr. Duck. There we are. We are here now. And I want you to avoid that and then move onto the ceiling. Ducks on the ceiling? Whatever next? Well, whatever next will be a final boss that we won't fight, because we're not going to be fighting any bosses here at all. Careful. Much better. We want to do a bit of flying here, and then a bit of flying there. That was very, very close indeed. Oh, careful. There we go. Much better. Climb that ladder and complete the game. Oh, we needed to fly over that. And that is bad because we've lost one piece of health we can't afford to lose. We also can't shoot these here, so we're just going to have to play the waiting game. Aha! And now we need to be very careful here and sort of fall like that. There we go. Much better. Aha! And thus the duck could truly fly. And it's this part that I do distinctly remember is rather tricky. We're going to go this way, I think, this time. There we go. Oh, and we got hit. That is to be expected, I suppose. We want to wait until that sort of floats a bit up, like that. There we go. Can we? Oh, we cannot avoid getting hit there. We could avoid getting hit here, though. There we go. And now we can just sort of do that, and there we are. Much better. Stage clear indeed. And now, here is a much more difficult stage. As if the other stages weren't difficult enough. Indeed, now as a... oh, careful. These enemies are going to make this rather difficult considering the fact that we can't shoot them. But hey, we've done just fine without a firearm so far. There we go. We'll just jump up here, or should I say fly up here. And now I think we can avoid these quite safely. There we go. Oh, I was saying that, and then we got hit, which is unfortunate. Up we go! Ah, this area. Not going to be that difficult, really. We just have to wait very patiently. Quack indeed, the duck would have said, if the duck was speaking. But no, the duck is just sort of looking around and observing its surroundings. There we go. Now we need to be we needed to be far more careful than we were just then. Alright, here is a part with the moon boulder over the spikes that I need to be careful about. We'll just roll this over here, very carefully. And then jump on that. Oh, careful. There we go, and over we go. Hello there, robot. You're looking very smug indeed. That's okay, though, because now I can just sort of avoid you. Oh, careful. Oh, no, we're just going to have to fly past you. Definitely going to have to fly past you there. We have one piece of health, and that is really bad. Just jump there, and it's this part that is really, really tricky. Really tricky indeed, but fortunately if we time it right, ooh, that is very precarious. And the end indeed! We have indeed completed the game as a duck. But there is one more thing that we can do, a quick thing, because somebody mentioned that they wanted to see how Miss Johnson played. Let's show how Miss Johnson plays, and I've no idea why the music has changed at all. But let's go into the game as Miss Johnson and show off the differences, shall we? There we go. This time it's Gunman Clive who's been kidnapped. And we're off to go and rescue him. The differences are subtle. Miss Johnson does move a lot slower indeed, but if you jump and then hold down the jump button, she can use her dress to slow her descent a little bit, for a little while. Otherwise, Miss Johnson is kind of unchanged and has exactly the same access to all the other firearms that Gunman Clive does. Also, I'm ignoring the fact that we have completed the game as a duck. But we can't ignore it anymore. We indeed did complete the game there as a duck. Quack indeed, folks. Oh, and accidentally I got hit there. But otherwise, you'll note that we can get up there. We can jump just as high, which is good, but we don't have the speed to be able to jump as far whenever we jump. So we're going to have to be very, very careful. There, I think I'd have to just jump a little bit higher. There we go. Much better. It also means that we can't avoid obstacles as well as we could before by moving, because we can't move as fast. There we go. We'll just use this spread shot here to get to the next area. There we go. It's good to have a gun again, because not having a gun before is definitely... we need to defeat all these enemies, do we? I didn't actually know you needed to defeat all of them to get to the next area. There we go, and we get the cake indeed. I didn't notice that before. Maybe I just killed them all before we moved through here anyway. It's the little things that you notice that make games like this very good indeed. These small bits of attention to detail. There we go, and that's the gliding there in action. I suppose it's gliding in a way. We need to be very careful of this duck, though. We know that ducks are capable of amazing things. You could, of course, just hold the jump button instead of tapping it, like that, and then it works automatically, the slower descent. There we go! Another stage cleared indeed. I'm not going to be going through the whole game as Miss Johnson. I'm just going to show off the differences when I can, because I think the next stage is most certainly going to show them off quite well. Also, I was trying to jump up that ladder there rather than climb it, because I was too used to playing as a duck. Need to be a little bit more careful. There we go. Much better. And up we go! And we can't rely on flying this time, so we're going to have to be very, very careful. There we go. And you are gone. Also, you have a spread shot there that I really, really want. Need to make sure that... Oh, careful. That should get rid of you, and that gets rid of that. Brilliant. Onwards we go. Alright. Jumping here, and making sure that you get shot, and making sure that you get shot as well. By crouching and I think jump... Nope, no, need to actually shoot there. There we go. And you have been shot as well, Mr. Duck. There can be no witnesses to our efforts to rescue Gunman Clive here. Alright, a little bit of jumping and shooting. There we are, much better. No lasers, unfortunately, but what can you do? We'll just ignore you there. You may live and warn the others that we can do all of this. And you're going to get shot? Oh, no, you're not. You're going to get shot now, though. There we go. Much better. And we'll just crouch here and shoot you. Much better. And moving on very, very slowly. You're also going to get shot, and we'll try... We can't do that because we're not a duck. I keep forgetting that we're not a duck here. Too much playing this game as a duck, I think. And by too much, it actually really wasn't that long. We were much faster at completing the game than the first time round when we were Gunman Clive. Probably because I knew what was coming rather than anything else. No damage at all. This is an area where being slower is probably going to make more of a difference. Maybe. Who knows? We'll just shoot you there. Then again, I do know a lot better what's to come, so maybe that's going to help out. Alright. Over here, and up here. There we go. There's a situation where I probably could have used the gliding a lot better than I did, but I completely failed to do so. There we go. We'll just shoot you there. Also, this power-up is quite a good one. You don't see it very often in this game. Which is quite interesting, the fact that you mainly see the spread shot and the laser. Also, we could use the glide here, most certainly to our benefit. Also, in duck mode, there was no enemy here, probably because we couldn't avoid it. There we go. We'll just shoot you there. Much better. And climb down, and hello there! Would you like a bullet? You wouldn't? Well, too bad indeed. Over here to this little section, where we're going to have to avoid that there, and be very careful. There we go. Much better. We'll just shoot you and prevent that from all going wrong. And then move this way. And glide to victory indeed. Stage clear. Stage clear indeed. And one more enemy defeated, which is brilliant. And I'm not really noticing the difference in speed. It's a little bit pronounced, but it's not terrible. You'd think that Miss Johnson would be a lot slower, which would then force you to use the glide a lot more often, but the difference in speed is only subtle, but I imagine at some point it's going to really, really be noticeable when you're trying to run away from something, or if you're trying to deftly move away, you can't jump. But I've not got to that point just yet, and we'll switch guns here. Why not? Here it's probably very noticeable because you do not move over that half as fast. We need to move a lot more quickly when we're going over this section because we can't dodge as well as Gunman Clive could. Or dare I say, I think the duck actually, this part as well you need to be a lot more careful about because you can't move as quickly. And that part too. There are little bits where it's becoming apparent that you do need to... Uh-oh, that was a silly thing to do. We swapped cake for health, and that is always bad. And now I think we'll do this boss here. Hello, Mr. Boss. We have a spread shot, and it's going to be the same as it was before, I think. Hello there. Are you going to... oh, you're just going to try and jump on me. That is probably more... Oh, that is probably more sensible because we cannot move as fast. I'm just realizing that this is going to be a little bit more tricky because of that. There we go. We cannot move as quickly away from when this enemy jumps. And there is one of the weaknesses of Miss Johnson. We cannot relocate fast enough when a boss happens. So we're going to have to be very, very careful. Very careful indeed. And we're going to have to... you're going backwards, okay, fair enough. We're going to jump that. And we're going to jump that. We could actually glide over it if we wanted to. There we go. And I failed to jump at all there. That is kind of bad. But fortunately, this boss is nearly defeated. Oh, careful. Don't want to die here. Do not wish to die. There we go. Down you go. Stage clear indeed. And now we're onto this area, which we've just been to. But it is interesting that there I noticed the subtle change in speed was really, really important. Hadn't been that much important before, but was there. Okay, there we go. I wonder if that means that Miss Johnson moves over the minecart area slower. I doubt that's the case, but maybe it is. Who knows? Hello there. Goodbye there. You go over that way, and I'll just ignore that you were here. And we're just going to duck there as well. Get it? Because I just did this as a duck? And there is a hole in this bridge. Probably caused by me making that duck pun. Let's go over here and, can you shoot these? You can shoot them. Don't shoot them though, that's a terrible idea because they explode. I'll remember that for next time. Alright, we definitely want to move before this pelican decides to destroy everything on this bridge. Careful. There we go, much better, and then we'll just shoot you. In the foot! Or specifically in the toe there. Alright, I think down here is where the mine is. I'm curious as to if it actually is different. It's one thing to check, I suppose. It might be. It might be. Let's have a look, shall we? Down here into the mine. We're going to find out if indeed the cart moves slower. All in the name of discovering things. I don't think it will. Maybe it does. No, it doesn't seem to. It does not seem to at all. But hey, minecart sections are always fun to do. So let's just do this again, shall we? And accidentally managed to get hit there. And there again. Oops. We seem to be doing better at this when we actually had... oh, you can turn to shoot. Yeah, I forgot about that. That's probably because I was playing as a duck just now and we couldn't shoot at all. And unfortunately, one life is indeed lost on the minecart section. We'll do it again, shall we? And then I think we'll call it. Because after all, the game is pretty much the same, except we shoot a little slower. Or, no, we actually move a little slower. My mistake, we shoot at exactly the same speed. There's me getting words mixed up. And there is some fancy shooting indeed, just to prove that she can shoot as fast. The only thing is the movement speed, which is more pronounced on bosses. I imagine the final boss would be rather difficult or a little bit more challenging with the ability to move slower. There we go. Much better. And the minecart is pretty... I think that was the fastest time I've done it, the star was saying there. And so, when we come back, folks, who knows what might happen? We may be returning to Gunman Clive, but not in the same way as before. Because after all, there's more to Gunman Clive than Gunman Clive. And if you're wondering what I mean by that, you'll find out soon enough. For I'm Kikoskia, and this is Gunman Clive as Miss Johnson, and previously playing through it as a duck. And I'll catch you next time, folks. And I'll see you then. Later. You know what this bit was missing? A sound effect for when the blocks appear and disappear. And then it would be very similar to another game. Can't quite put my finger on what, but it indeed was quite mega. Mega Duck, indeed! No, I don't think it was Mega Duck. Or maybe it was. Maybe it was. Later.